Well, hello and welcome to Van Life with Minister Mary. Aloha keakua. And an update. What do we do today? Update. Here's our ceiling. So what I did is I got customized wallpaper, but it's a peel and stick wallpaper. Of course, where do you get it? You get it on Amazon. So on this end above the curtain, I did not put a whole bunch, and I'll tell you why. Because right here in the middle is the wire, right? And the lights are there, like when you open and close your door. So I figured, well, let's not mess with that too much. So let me turn around though. There's more. Let me turn around. So I'm going to slowly, I don't want to make you dizzy. So we're going to slowly turn around, looking up at the stars. And ta-da! So this is the ceiling. It has bumps and lumps in it because it is going to, because the van is round. This stuff is actually meant to put on a flat wall. Like if you want to do an accent wall in your house. It's really nice stuff to work with though. I would highly recommend it if you do have a wall in a kid's room, you want to do something like that. So I am going to have bumps and lumps and, stuff like this in here. And I wasn't too concerned about that because I know that, with the van being round, it's hard and it's not everywhere. Some places more than others because like over there it was flatter and easier to work on. And then, but you can't, make it perfect. And I didn't care if it wasn't perfect. But as I go down, look at what was the Star Wars? I can't do it. Anyway, don't ask me to sing Star Wars. I can't. Anyway, so I saw it when I was younger, and I was like, Star Wars. But anyway, so this is what I will see when I am laying in my bed. And twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So anyway, it is peel and stick. It sticks for the most part. There's a couple spots it didn't seem to just want to cooperate, especially when I first started. I was like, oh, I'm never going to get this stuff on. But it does stick. And when it didn't stick, I used the very, very, very flat thumbtacks. Not the push pins, but thumbtacks. And it kind of looks like the little circles that are stars up there. So, and they stayed. So I'm like, oh, well, that's a way to hold it down. But like I said, you're going to have the ribs underneath there and everything. So it's not going to be perfect, 1,000% perfect. But I thought it was such a pretty paper. Can you imagine having your whole wall done like that, an accent wall? Wow, if you have somebody that's into astronomy and loves stuff like that, it's a perfect thing. It is vinyl. It's a peel and stick, and it runs about $47 a roll. So it's not the cheapest, but it's it's better than some of them that are $83 a roll. So I thought, no, this will work. And it's removable. Like if you're working with it and it doesn't go into the place where you want it to go, then you can go ahead and reposition it. So it's made that way. Now, what I did to make that really stay, and I'm going to switch hands because my one hand's pretty sore here. What I did do to make it stay is I used my back of my scissors, the handle part, because they're big scissors, and I used it, sorry, almost choking on myself here. I used it kind of like a roller, and I pushed on that ceiling so that I would get, like these seams. Now, if I just use my hand, it doesn't work as well. Now, if that bubbles up again or pops off again, I'm going to stick a thumbtack in there and it'll stay. I did that over here. I put a little thumbtack in. You can't even tell where the thumbtack is because it looks like one of the circles. But that's what I did. So I spent my day putting in, is it called the nebula? The nebulas? You guys, come on, astronomy people that are so smart. Especially my oldest son. Now, he knows about all that stuff. So from a distance, when you're sitting over here, let me move some stuff. I have my potty in here today. I'm so happy my potty's in. Oh yeah, my potty's in the house. Anyway, and then, that just sounds crazy, doesn't it? Anyway, we'll just ignore that I said that. But it's on an ottoman. So then you open the ottoman and inside is the collapsible stool, and on top of that I put the EU, which y'all know I have. I should know by now. I've been talking about EU for a while. But at any rate, there you go. So now the walls will remain silver. Okay. The back door with the lion and the Bible and that wall. So now I'm going to clean up all my mess. That's the back paper that you peel off. I'm going to get all that off and out of here, sorry. And then, oh, look, I got to show you this. This is just too cute. So I figured out one of those wreath hooks, you know. It works perfectly to go over that black thing because it's big enough to fit over there and go into the hole that's in the metal. And then I taped it just to be on the safe side, you know, your best friend, Gorilla Tape. And then there is somebody's bag with her food in it and her dishes in it. And yeah, it's going to like kind of hang right by where I'm going to put my makeup stuff and my mirror. But I want Lola's to be separate from the kitchen area because I'm going to kind of keep it over there because in the corner is my guitar under that gray thing and my ukulele sticking a little bit up. There's a pillow in there to kind of keep it from jostling around. There's a music book or two in that box. That used to be a hamper, but it's perfect storage for that. And Lola's thing is there. I put Lola's bed down there just for today. She was hanging out in here with me. The jackery I used to charge my phone, my keys are there, but that's because I'm working in here, so that's not permanent. Her dishes. But the rug is definitely in. So now when I finish this, I have to go get the cubbies that I'm going to use for my bed platform. So they are about 12 inches wide, because you know the cubbies are 12 by 12. There are 8 of them, 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. It's like the 2 rows, so 24 inches tall. I'm going to put them both, instead of standing them straight up, on their side. There will be one on the side closest to the door, and there will be one kind of past that wheel well, and then there will be a board across the top of it to go across there so that it's going to be my platform. I thought I could use those slats maybe for the bed too, but I don't know about that because I don't know how strong it's going to be. And then I'll plop the mattress on top of there. Over there should be the headboard. I am going to try to put the headboard on. I don't know if it's going to work, but I thought it would be kind of pretty because it's white and I can put the silver stars on it. And then it'll kind of fit in with the whole theme. But the main thing is to get the bed in there now. So the bed will be across the back. Over here on this side, I did extend the flooring all the way up to past the end of this chair. So the floor actually goes to here. The van floor doesn't usually go that far over. That's a little thing for your tire. You know, pump up your tire and stuff. So that's there. And then underneath, when I extended the flooring, I made a box for the extension, like I saw them doing the van builds. And then I can put, like, my tools are tucked under there, my immediate tools that I would use, and bungee cords, stuff like that, stuff that I would need. So these are put up, by the way, with binder clips. And it was because I kept getting bugs in here because the bees or wasps or whatever, they kind of liked me the other day, and I'm like, oh no. So granted, it's not a screen, I get it, you know, you can buy the screens if you want, but you know, this I can clip on, and then peekaboo, I can go in and out. I will only open up my door to a certain point, you know, about here maybe, and then so it kind of matches with where the floor ends. I'll have a smaller door area to go in and out of, but I will also have more privacy. And across the bottom here, like from that dark area over, will be my little kitchen table, so that if I do want to slide it open and work and cook, it will be by the door. So I'm thinking, you know, fumes, condensation, yada yada. So especially if you're at a campground or you're someplace more stealth, that you can like do that, because I know that Static Camper does it all the time in Eureka. He always leaves his door open. I'm like, how do you do that? But if I'm in an area that I can, why not? You know, if I'm at work, why not? They know I have this. So they're not going to be like, oh my gosh, she's got her door partially open. I did that last night, actually. I had the dog in here. It was beautiful in here. So my thing now is let's get the bed in. And it won't go really much past where that brown tie is on that curtain. So, oh, excuse me. I was young when I talked to you guys. I think I just get relaxed. I'm like, yay, I'm talking to you finally. So at that point, you know, that should be tall enough. It's going to be 24 inches high. And with the cubbies, I'll be able to have 16 cubbies total to put clothes in there. Plus, I'm going to hang my little hanging baskets up above these. And that's why I left the holes over there, so that I can go ahead and put clothes and whatever. Because tomorrow, you all, is house inspection day. We'll see if it passes. The last time they said my house was falling down and it wasn't going to pass and they didn't want the house and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, talking to several realtors, it's the way you get out of a contract. You say the house is no good and it's falling down. So they figure it was kind of a, you know, a little bit of a, I don't know how you want to say, but a little bit of a ruse. But it's okay. It's okay. They just weren't meant to be here. That's fine. If you didn't want my house, that's fine. I don't care. You move on, I'll move on. I just don't want to be left hanging, you know. So now we got somebody else. So, and that was only like, what, 3 weeks ago that happened. So I found my old inspection, y'all, and there was nothing wrong with the house when I moved in at all. And I had people already crawl under the house from the pest control, and they were like, no, no leaks under here. There are no critters living under here, you know, because it's a mobile home, right? And everybody's afraid you're going to get critters. Well, I didn't get any. So, and they have checked and checked and checked. So that report went in already. So, yeah. So we'll just have to see. I may need a new water heater at the most. I don't know. But that might be an issue. I don't know yet. I don't know. I mean, it works, so I don't know. But, I mean, if they get real, we'll see what happens. And I'll let you know. But if God wants these people to have the house, I'll have the house. If he wants me to get in here and get moving, I can. But the bottom line is, why I brought that up, is because tomorrow I have to leave here about 9:15, because inspection's at 10. It takes about 2.5 hours. Yay. So I'll be gone maybe till almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, just to be on the safe side, because I don't want to come back and the people are still here, the guy's still here, whoever's going to be here. So I just don't want to walk in. Anybody, I don't want them to feel bad. I don't want to feel embarrassed, you know. So I'm just going to stay away. And then I'll come home, bring the doggy home, and try to change, and then turn around and go to work, because I got to work tomorrow. So I work Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday I'm off, and that's when I want to put the mattress in here. And I'm debating, do I want to use the mattress I have that you saw me saw down in one of my other videos? Because actually, in looking at this van and measuring where that line is that you see in the silver wall, that's actually 63 inches. And we originally thought that it was only going to be maybe like 57 or 60 inches. So that was going to be an issue. So hence I saw the mattress, going by the information that I had, and that when we originally measured, but we boo-booed because we forgot the walls actually go out because they're round. The Ford vans have that, like where they're wider, they're fatter in the middle there. So I actually could go a little bigger. So I may figure out either how to put that mattress back together. Yes, I sew and I'm very creative. I know how to put things together. But, or I can just get a foam mattress and call it a day and not have the springs in there. I like that mattress because it's comfortable, but you know what? A new one wouldn't hurt either. So we shall see. I just don't want to spend a ton of money, so that's a possibility. But I just think that looks so cool. And I did that on the ceiling, y'all, because of God's creation. Because, you know, we call him the Lion of Judah, hence the lion. Also, a lion's a quite powerful animal. And then over there you see the crown, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. The cross is on the crown. And underneath is a book, and that book is the Bible. So I wanted that there. And then up above I thought, God's creation. Can you imagine that is really out there? We don't ever see that, do we? I mean, we don't even think about that usually. I have a son that's into, you know, studying the stars a lot on his own. He just likes doing it. And he can explain all kinds of things about stars and light years and blah, blah, blah. He's really good at that. My oldest, Richard, is into that. But can you imagine all that beauty is out there? And I thought, oh, I want the beauty of God in my vehicle, which is why I chose that pattern. They have some that are just regular stars. They have some that's blue with white clouds. I thought about that at first. But I'm like, no, you want to relax, go to bed. they have some that even have planets on them. And I thought, yeah, then I'm going to think about all the planets. So let me just do something kind of in general. And that's what I did. I just think it's a beautiful design. Those sheets are exactly 63 inches long. So it went straight across, which was nice. I did have to narrow some down because of the ribs in there, because I could not get rid of any wrinkles if I kept that in. So there were times I actually cut it down and made it fit better. But yeah, it's a learning curve. But I'm happy with it. I mean, I will be in here with my blankets, and I have a purple blanket that matches perfectly with the purple in the sky. I also have Psalm 91 on a blanket. All these blankets, by the way, you get at Amazon. You can get them as a throw blanket, which where that lion and that crown are, or you can get a regular size blanket. You can get bigger sizes with a pattern on it. But anyway, I did get Psalm 91, and I'm going to put that across the bed because I want the protection, God's protection. So that reminds us, especially with everything going on in the world. I'm sure y'all know today is what, the 11th, so you know what happened yesterday. So it's been a tragedy of assassination time and just pure evil. So I want Psalm 91. I want the Lord with me. I want to get my Bible in here in the worst way. So I'm going to have to take out the garbage, take out the garbage, and put in the cubbies, my friends, and get those on the side so I can see how they fit in here. They may be a little short. I may be able to even put a drawer thing on the end that's 12 inches. So if I have that kind of room, and I might, that even gives me extra, as long as it's only 24 inches tall. If it's taller, then I got to figure that out, because I don't want to be lopsided. But the board can hang over 6 inches on each side. I mean, that isn't going to do anything. I'm going to screw the board down and to the cubbies. Put screws in there, just like when you build a thing. And plop the mattress on top. I'll have a little step stool to get my little tushy wishy up there. And we may have to get stairs for Lola. I don't know. But she's pretty good about jumping. But I mean, there's going to come a time maybe when she's not. So at any rate, we'll do that. And get all comfy cozy and make it look pretty, and then you'll be able to see that. That's my next move, is trying to get the bed in there. And then what am I going to do if I'm in the house? Well, I still have my day bed in the house, so I can always sleep on the day bed. I thought about putting the day bed in here the long way going this way, but then it's too narrow down the middle to put the other stuff on the other side, so that did not work. So it's not going to work for me. Plus, I kind of like a wider bed because my dog likes to lay almost on top of me. And when she gets real close to me and then she's close to my legs, I can't move my legs. I can't turn over. I can't, So, no, we don't want that. So that's why. But just think about the beauty of the Lord. I mean, I know bad things have happened in the past couple days. I mean, you all know the news. And be in prayer for that family, because it's... Charlie's family, because honestly, that's horrible. It is horrible. And for people to cheer, I'm just going to hop on board with everybody else and just say, look, if you're cheering when that happens to somebody, that's such an awful thing. There's got to be something wrong with you in your mind and in your heart, because only a demon would cheer such a terrible thing. How would you like to be the one that would be somebody in your family? Would you cheer? I think not. So maybe you should have a little empathy and sympathy for those around you. Even if you don't agree with everybody's ideas. I don't agree with everybody either. But that doesn't mean I wish something horrible on them. That's just demonic. I'm sorry. You can think what you want to think, and maybe you don't like what I'm saying either. But hey, Jesus did not say to turn around and do that. If you don't like somebody, that is not what you do. He strictly talked about praying for your enemies, and I know it's hard. I get it. Been there. I understand. I'm human too. We get angry, but that doesn't mean you go and act on that anger in an outrageous way. Besides, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Now, who do you think vengeance is going to be better, yours or his? I think he can do a whole lot more than you ever thought he could, so you better stay out of it. But yeah, so no, I am upset about that from yesterday and hearing more reports today. And I watched people sing and cheer and, yeah, deserved it and blah, blah, blah. What in the world? But see, we are in the end times. This is only the beginning, y'all. This is why I keep telling you, please, 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 please get to know Jesus. Have him in your life and have him in your heart. Start reading the Bible. If you don't know where to read, you can read Psalms. It's not that hard if you start there. And some of them are so straightforward, make a joyful noise because you're praising God. Duh, that's pretty easy to understand. If you don't know, there's commentaries on those that will explain things. You can find out what it means. There's so much at your fingertips right now. But if you do not have Jesus in your life and your heart, I do not know what you do. What do you do without that? What really do you do? And we know that Charlie loved the Lord, so we know that he is with the Lord. No more suffering, no more pain, no more sorrow, no more aggravation, nothing. I would rather go to see Jesus and fall at his feet and him tell me that I did well. Doesn't mean we're perfect and that none of us have sinned. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. I can tell you that. I'm sure Charlie had his sins, just like I have mine, just like you have yours. But the idea is you have to have Jesus first. And that beautiful creation that is depicted in this wallpaper, which really, it's even more beautiful, I'm sure, when you see it in person. There are going to be things in heaven that are just so stunning, even more so than what we think is up in that sky that looks so beautiful, or what may be in the ocean, or what may be on a mountain. No matter what you think is the most beautiful thing, heaven is a bazillion times more beautiful. Wouldn't you want to be there? Why take a chance on going somewhere else where that does not exist? If I'm wrong, have you lost anything if you even tried to believe in it or tried to look into it? Tried to accept Jesus? No, you haven't lost anything. But if you don't, give it a shot. And it's your number's up, as they say, then a little bit too late to be trying to find out, huh? So with everything that goes on and whatever we see, it's just unbelievable. But that's why in here, I want to be able to come in and have solitude. I want to be reminded of the Lord every single time I come in this back portion of this van. Because driving, some days, you don't think about that when you're driving and somebody cutting you off and y'all have to get down in construction. Like last night, we were going like 20 miles an hour. It took me almost an hour to get home. That wasn't fun. The road will be nice when it's done, I will say that. But, the construction was insane. But the bottom line is that, no, we're not always going to be happy. We're not always going to feel like, whoop-de-doo, yay, rah-rah, sis-ba-boo-ba, whatever. But, have the Lord with you. And so this is my place I want to come to. Almost like a prayer closet, if you will. That I can come in here and have solitude and have my lights in here the way I want them. Be reminded of what creation God has for us and even more. And look at those things right there. The names of the Lord are on that one with the lion, and then, of course, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And remind you to read your Bible. There's plenty of good stories in there, too. But I won't harp any more on that. But I will tell you, please love one another as the Lord has loved you. And if you see a need, please help fill it. If you know for sure they need some groceries, it's not going to hurt you to get a loaf of bread and maybe a little lunch meat to go with it. Is it the healthiest? No. All right, then get lettuce, tomato, and they can make a lettuce, tomato sandwich and get some mayonnaise to go with it. But the bottom line is if you see a need, fill it. I did this all by myself out here. I have no one to help me, and it's not the easiest all the time. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's not the easiest. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody were around and said, I'll hold that for you? Because those strips you got to put on, and I got it like on my head, and I'm stepping backwards to put those strips on, and your neck is creaked up or creaked. How do you say it? Bent backwards, so that you can see up. Your neck gets sore. It would be nice to have some help. So that's why I say if there's a need, try to fill that need if you can. And maybe something as simple as, I don't know, cutting somebody's lawn, or just not, taking out somebody's garbage. If you see a garbage can still out there and all the garbage cans have been collected and somebody has that one can out there still, can't you roll it up closer to their house, even if you don't know exactly where it goes? Just so they don't have to come home after work and be pulling it up. You got it that far. Stuff like that. So there's little things, and it costs nothing, y'all, to smile at someone and say hi. So, just saying. But at any rate, be kind to one another, love one another. Jesus said to love one another. Not hurt one another, love one another. So, and I've gotten hurt recently by somebody, and I don't like what they did. They did things twice to me recently, very hurtful, and I thought, gee, that's not very nice of you. But at the same time, maybe they don't even realize that it was hurtful. Maybe they didn't think about it. They probably just didn't think, period. Am I going to harp on it and stay on? No. I mean, I was hurt for, like, that happened. One thing happened yesterday and one thing happened the day before, so it's fresh on my mind. Am I going to worry about it forever? Nah. I was just being a dum-dum, and maybe they didn't even realize, right? So we just let it go. And I'm never going to say anything and cause trouble. I just let it go. Because I'm not perfect either, by the way. So. But, see, it's nice and quiet in here. I can think about things. I can relax. It's so quiet in this neighborhood right now. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. But, yeah, this will be my quiet spot. There you go. Pray for one another, too, because I'm going to be in here praying for y'all. There you go. I just want to keep showing it to you. I'm just happy with it. I think it looks really pretty. For me, it does. You may want a different design. They have myriads of designs. You have so many to pick from. This was actually one of the ones that were left. They're sold out so much that I thought, oh, I better grab this while I can. And I wanted, 2 boxes. There are 4 sheets in each box. So I had 8 sheets, and I used almost all of them. I think I have 1 left in the house, and I have this 1 piece left here. So if I want to add anything anywhere, I can. And that white spot above, I'm leaving that because I think I know what I want to hang in there as a decoration. And where those holes, I can hang the baskets off. So, yeah. But it's almost a half hour. So, listen, y'all. One more time. Love one another as the Lord has loved you. And I will say aloha nui loa. Love you much. And mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for listening, for taking the time. You will eventually see my face when I don't look all wore out. And I actually have makeup on. Oh, I washed my hair yesterday. That was an improvement. When I get involved in this, this is my thing. I just stay at it till it's done. Determined. But yeah. So thank you for listening. And remember, aloha ke akua. God is love. He does love you. He does hear your prayers. He does know that you're there. He is always an on-time God. He will answer your prayers when he's supposed to and in the way he's supposed to. But get to know him, because if you don't know him, why would he do very much? I mean, he's still going to watch over you, but I mean, the bottom line is if you're ignoring him and turn your back on him, it's like if your kid turns back on you when you're disciplining your child and they stick their tongue out at you or they call you a name or something. Are you going to feel real good about it? Or if your kids never talk to you as they get older, you think you're going to feel real good about it? So I don't think the Lord's going to reward bad behavior, if you know what I mean. So, just like we won't. Keep that in mind as well. Oh my goodness, there goes the sirens again. Anyway, it's quiet in here. That's a distance, that siren does. So I'm going to get off of here now. It's almost a half hour, and I'm sure you're tired of me rambling. First chance I've had to sit down since about 11 or 12 o'clock this morning, and it's going on 6 o'clock, so yeah. I wanted to get this on. I will pop it up here tonight. And you can all see my beautiful ceiling. Beautiful ceiling. Da 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 da. Anyway, so, and my silver spot, that's where the lights go on. So we're keeping it silver. And more over here. Oh, look at that above me. Ooh, that blue part. Ooh, what's going on in the sky up there? Anyway, I will definitely be talking to you in the next video. Hopefully you'll get to see me with some stuff behind me. Maybe you'll see me sitting on my bed once it's all settled. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, I'm going to get off of here before I think of something else. Just like when you want to say goodbye to your friend on the phone and then an hour later you're still talking. Same thing here. But I do really care about y'all. So I hope that this gives you some inspiration that if you ever want to do anything, don't be afraid to try it. I mean, hey, I'm not an expert at insulation and putting in the floor. I put the rug in and the mat underneath there. And yeah, you just got to try. I didn't know what I was doing when I started with that peel and stick. I thought, well, just peel and stick it. And if it don't stick, we'll find a way to make it stick. Can always use my glue, my spray glue. But I didn't really need to use the 3M glue, so it seems to be staying, so. And not hanging. If I come out tomorrow and it's all hanging off, well, then I guess we'll get the spray glue. We'll go down to Home Depot, be working in the parking lot. Anyway, all right, y'all. Y'all take care. Please really get to know Jesus and love one another. You will not regret it. I promise you. You won't. You won't. All right. Love y'all, and I will see you in the next video, and hopefully you'll get to see me. Otherwise, you'll see some more of my handiwork over here. The bed frame is supposed to go next. Say a prayer for me for that. All right, I'll talk to you later. See you in the next video. Bye for now. Aloha.